This week we're going to continue in the book of Genesis. The second Parashas is called Parashas Noach. It's about the story of Noah and the ark. We are 10 generations from the time of Adam and Eve, after they were exiled from the Garden of Eden, from a perfect world that God created for mankind to live in, to bask in divine light. They eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. They're exiled. And now, 10 generations later, we have a world filled with corruption and thievery and negativity. And so God deems it necessary to destroy the world. But he saves Noah and his family. And as we know, all the animals. Noah builds an ark. It takes him 120 years to build this ark. And then when the rains start to come to destroy the world, Noah and all the inhabitants go into that ark. And for 40 days and 40 nights, the world is destroyed. And then the ark rests on a mountain, and Noah sends out a raven to see if there's life anywhere. And the raven circles around, come back, nothing. And then Noah sends out a dove. The dove circles around and comes back. And this time the dove has in his mouth an olive branch. But where did that olive branch come from? So there are many stories in our medrash, in our teachings, one of which I'd like to share with you. And I learnt this from Rabbi Silber, that the dove comes back with a branch, an olive branch that came from the Garden of Eden, that God opened up the gates of that garden, and the dove went in and took this olive branch and comes back with it and gives it to Noah. So in the beginning, we had a perfect world. 10 generations later, we have a world that needs to be destroyed. And now there is the possibility of a new beginning with Noah and his family and all the animals. They come out of the ark. And this olive branch is a hint to, or an hope towards, the idea that we can recreate the world even when we feel like it has been destroyed, even when we, in our individual lives or on a national level, on an international level, feel like there is destruction and negativity and corruption all around us. There is hope, and there's a possibility that we can recreate the Garden of Eden that we once had. That when times are going well and we feel like everything's perfect, that we can lose that. And at the other side of that, that when we have destruction and darkness, that we can build, we have the strength and the power to create something new, to build. The Jewish people, I believe, are builders. That when things feel gloomy and bleak, that we always have hope, that we know God is on our side, that God will help us, and we can get ourselves up, we can feel what we need to feel, but we know that there will be a brighter future. We can take the idea of the olive branch and the idea that we have access back to the Garden of Eden, that perhaps we all desire to live in that garden, and we can do it. So in a world where there's creation and destruction, there is also recreation. Please God, may we work towards that goal of accessing our own personal and national, international and transcendent Garden of Eden, and all live there in peace and harmony.